So hold up, their clothes sing? Well, think about what that means. Vibration, frequency, resonance. This is literally describing beings made of a vibrational energy. They are frequency. Their garments hum with cosmic waves. So here's the first sign that something might be a little off here. God really wanted to reveal love. Why send two living flamethrowers? And I bowed down to them, and I was terrified that the appearance of my face was changing because of fear. Yeah, no kidding. His face changes. You know the expression he turned the lights goes. That's visceral. Primal terror. And that's the thing. These encounters with God and these texts, they don't bring peace, they bring trauma. Then those men said to me, "Be brave, Enoch. In truth, do not fear. Their eternal God has sent us to you. And behold, you will ascend first to heaven today. Don't be afraid." Yeah, sure. Easy thing to say to the fire-breathing cosmic giants. No warning, no permission, just surprise, we're abducting you in the name of God. Because once Enoch leaves Earth, we're about to step into a cosmic labyrinth where heaven looks suspiciously like a prison, and God starts to sound like a tyrant with a light show.
I said, "Let there be light." Tremendous line. People still quote me. You know who doesn't get enough credit? Me. I ended 8 wars in heaven. The devil said to me, "No way." And I said, "Way."
Okay, so pause the story, because before we follow Enoch up the heavenly escalator here, you need to understand the map that he's climbing through. Otherwise, none of what's coming next is gonna make a whole lot of sense. And trust me, it gets weirder than Scientology meets NASA. So if this sounds confusing at first, don't worry, just go with it, because by the end, you'll see how this is the key to everything. So let's do a quick flash forward moment, where God himself starts explaining to Enoch how he built the heavens. And spoiler, it sounds suspiciously like God giving an astrology TED Talk.
Welcome to my TED Talk. Today we'll be manifesting Saturn.
Can we just pray instead?
Only if it's to me, otherwise I'll manifest my foot up your ass.
I command you to
My
observe
foot up
the
your ass.
on the heavenly circles. On the first, the highest circle, I placed the star Kronos. On the second, lower down, I placed Aphrodite. On the third, Ares. On the fourth, the sun.
Aries.
On the
That's me,
fifth,
Aries.
Zeus. On the sixth, Hermes. And on the seventh, the lowest, the moon. And the 12 animals are the succession of the months. And I assigned and their connection with the newborn and their horoscopes and how they revolve. Okay, what the hell did we just hear? Why are we suddenly talking about Greek gods? And yeah, they're still pretty weird here. But check this out. Greek gods have a Roman counterpart. And that's what makes this all make sense. So let's decode it. Where Kronos is Saturn, Aphrodite is Venus, Ares is Mars, Zeus is Jupiter, Hermes is Mercury, and of course the sun and the moon are right there in the mix. So what we've actually got here are the 7 classical planets of the ancient world. In other words, all the planets they knew about because you could see them with the naked eye. And yeah, they considered the sun and moon to be planets or wandering stars. So why the hell is this important? Because these planets are all assigned to the 7 heavens, the levels that Enoch ascends through before he gets to the 3 highest heavens. So this all fits in pretty damn well with classical astrology, except for one tiny thing. Venus and Jupiter have swapped places. Why? Well, no one really knows for sure. Maybe Heaven's HR team messed up the chart. And just to really hammer home the connection to astrology, notice that last line, and the 12 animals are the succession of the months and their horoscopes? Well, that's the damn zodiac. The word zodiac comes from the Greek word for circle of little animals. I know, kind of cute, right? So the Lord of Second Enoch isn't just placing stars here, he's literally designing astrology. So according to this, the heavens themselves are built on horoscopes and planetary alignments, which raises a massive question. Why is God out here talking about birth charts like he's running some kind of astrology app? Well, because if you connect the dots, 7 planets, 12 signs, you've got the full ancient astrological system, the same framework that occultists, magicians, and mystics have used for thousands of years. The same system the church later called pagan. In fact, there are astrological associations all over the Bible itself. The wise men were literally astrologers called magi who followed a star to find the baby Jesus. And some people think Jesus and the 12 disciples is a symbolic code for the sun and the 12 signs of the zodiac. Puts a whole new spin on that title, Son of God, doesn't it? Okay, so what's going on here? And this right here is why this passage is so damn important. Enoch isn't just being shown heaven, he's being shown a cosmic machine, a mechanism of fate. Now, whether you believe in astrology literally or not doesn't matter. The point here is that each level of heaven is a planetary circuit board designed to regulate human destiny. It's saying that your fate is hardwired into heaven's architecture. And this sets the stage perfectly, because now when we start climbing through the heavens, every single one of them aligns with one of these planets. But here's the real question. Because if heaven is astrology, which links to fate, who's pulling the strings here? A loving God or a cosmic con artist who wants you to think your destiny is set in stone?
We created the heavens. Tremendous job. Nobody creates like me, believe me. Other gods, losers. Bigly losers.
Sir, what about free will?
Fake news, total hoax.
Okay, now, with that map in mind, get ready, because this is the first stop on Enoch's stairway to heaven. And they took me up onto their wings and carried me up to the first heaven. So Enoch's clinging to these nuclear-powered, fire-breathing angels as they rocket off the planet. No oxygen or spaceship required, just pure divine jet propulsion, apparently.
5-star rating if you land alive.
How about 5-star rating and a divine tip? And I don't throw you into the lake of fire.
They were in no lake of fire. Shut the fuck up.
Beam me up. And suddenly he's above the world in what's called the first heaven. And remember, according to the cosmic blueprint we just decoded, this first level aligns with the moon. Now, the moon has always been about change, illusion, and cycles. And they showed me the 200 angels who govern the stars and the heavenly combinations.
fuck was that?
And they fly with their wings and do the rounds of all the planets. So 200 angels literally running the cosmos here. Each of these beings governs the stars. In other words, these angels fluttering between planets actually are cosmic forces, keeping everything moving on schedule. And since this level corresponds to the moon, that makes total sense. The moon was the ancient